What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Boompa World. Growing up, I never knew a single person that had a Game Gear, or I didn't really ever hear one until I seen it on like YouTube. I guess I was a bit past its time, more like in the Game Boy Advance's heyday and like the PSP. But I don't know, I always thought the Game Gear looked cool. It was all fat, color graphics, hella batteries, yellow colorway. I don't know, let's show this device some love. I might do a few videos where I take a look at some of the Sonic Game Gear games. I don't have my own Game Gear, but we're going to be playing on the PS2 Sonic Gems Collection Plus. And we're going to start, where Sonic made its roots. My first portable Sonic game growing up was Sonic Advance 2, which was fire. Let's see how the Game Gear handles Sonic's high speed, and if it's worth anyone's time today. Let's dive right in. This game was made by Ancient. They're a company that got started by one of Sega's well-known composers. His name was Yuzo Koshiro. They contracted him out to make a game, so he started his own little family company. Get some generational wealth. I see you, Yuzo. Him and his mom actually started it, and it still turns out like an odd game every once in a while. Long past their primes of Sonic the Hedgehog Game Gear and Streets of Rage sequels on the Genesis. Their most recent game is called Royal Onapoko Academy, which looks like some bullshit RPG on the Switch. But yeah, they made this game from scratch, Sonic the Hedgehog that is, not like porting down the game. They just made their own game based around the idea and took some of the aesthetics and music, and they also ported it to the Sega Master System too, which is weird, but yeah, this game got really good reviews like at the time it came out, at least according to Wikipedia. So hopefully it still hits and we can get some enjoyment out of it. The game starts up. It looks promising. I mean, Sonic's there, running around looking handsome. He looks a little different. I mean, it's 8-bit. But yeah, it cuts to a more darker title screen, but I mean, they really nailed Sonic 1's look. It's crazy that it's 8-bit, and I mean, even onto this first Green Hill act, you can't really tell like that much of a difference just from the eye test. I mean, I can't deny I was hauling ass flying through the first level. It only took about like 40 seconds. I don't know, it was exhilarating. It really felt like Sonic on the go, at least this first level. I mean, yeah, the controls had a stiffness, but it was nothing unbearable, and the game did lag. But this being on portable in 1991, I'll give it some slack. But unlike the usual Sonic, when you get hit, you lose all your rings in this game, and it's kind of annoying. You don't get to scramble for them. Like, they don't just fly around, they just fly off the screen. Another way it differs from the original Sonic, it has its own little overworld, which, I mean, it's generic, but the Genesis version didn't even have it, so good for you. Good for you. We go to Act 2, and we are greeted with a maze-like level with a bit of tedium and platforming and slow moving in the water. It wasn't really Sonic-y, but it wasn't painful. I see where they said that they kind of tried to put like their own little spin on this game and try out new things. So I guess maybe the second act is where they do the experimental shitty levels. I mean, the boss act was next, which was like the regular Sonic games, but their bosses were complete jokes. The level didn't even give me a ring, and I just got to wail on Eggman, and he didn't even try and hit me. He just laid down and took it. That kind of just showed me how this game was going to be like. It was like, what'd they do to you, Green Hill? It's not too trash, but I don't know. This felt like the definition of like a watered down port. I feel like when I watched YouTube videos, people talk about this game, they act like it's good. There's nothing really to this game. It's not anything special or crazy. It has pretty 8-bit graphics and chiptune, but I mean, it's kind of just a cute aesthetic. That's probably really the only reason that you'd want to play this, because it's just outdated by any Sonic game. You could play any of the other Sonic games and like on the Genesis and then just be 10 times better. Instead of Marble Zone like the regular Sonic, the next level is just called Bridge Zone. And I mean, hey, I mess with the Bridge Zone. It kind of looks Mario 2-y. I mean, the first act was cool. It was just like the last world. It was fat. The first act was really fast. Less branching paths than like the main console games, and less smooth, no loop-de-loops, but it still felt like Sonic. Like, there's no loops actually throughout the entire game, but they kind of have that little slope thing with like a weird little jump at the end that kind of takes its place as like those fast scripted moments. They did what they could. Moving to the second act of the bridge, and it was surprising. It was an auto scroll level, and I don't think I ever really seen that in Sonic games very often, because it doesn't work, because you're going slow and you have to wait for it instead, and Sonic just moves so fast, it just slows down the pace. Okay, my mic, I'm just gonna keep going. The game is more gimmicky so far, but it's still a platformer that I'm not like too mad at. It still has power-ups from the Genesis and the PC boxes too, and it kind of scratches that Sonic itch almost, but it kind of just made me want to actually play a real Sonic game. The bonus stages kind of reminded me of like a 2D Monkey Ball almost level where you have to collect all... Dude, I don't care. I'm not getting all the emeralds and getting the good ending for this shit. I'm just kidding, but yeah. The boss of Bridge Zone was pretty brain dead too. It looked like Eggman's just off a perk in this game. Like he's not really giving it his full effort. Oh well. The next level was the Jungle Zone. Which, I mean, I'm glad that they got some different varieties and it's not just Sonic 1 copied and pasted. But it's just a shallow, less fun first act here. It's just super crowded, and once again they go with that experimental second act that just kind of sucks. And then there's a weak ass boss, and I bet you're thinking, come on Boompa World, you're just being a dick, you're being a downer. This game's cool. Sonic's good. They make classics. Yeah, I mean, I fuck with Sonic, but some of this design is just trash. It's just disrespectful to me as a true gamer. But you're right, I'll chill. I mean, who am I to judge? Who am I to hate on this old ass game? I'm almost having fun and playing it 20 years later. If we're being honest though, with other early 2D platformers like Mario Land or like other stuff from back then, this game is still pretty ahead of its time. If my friend had a Game Gear with colors and a backlight and I had the Game Boy, I might feel some type of way for like a couple seconds. At least with like a child's mind. I mean, like, the Game Boy did grow on, like, have like 6 golden coins, which is definitely better, but that came out way later. Moving on from Jungle Zone, we headed into the Labyrinth Zone, which I thought would be nice to see a familiar face, but that's like the worst Sonic zone ever. Like, and in this game it's even worse, because when you're in the water, you are slow. You're horribly slow. This level pissed me off. Not to mention bubbles. They come out whenever you want to. I would just be standing there as my timer's running out, just hoping that the bubble will pop out. So for real, fuck this zone, specifically Act 2. It was really atrocious. I mean, it made me consider just drowning myself in real life. No more playing around. This game has been pretty shaky, but right after I said I was done talking down, it hits its lowest point. Sonic's first portable adventure hasn't aged very well. Come on. The blue blur. It doesn't have that pick up and play feeling or replayability I get from the Genesis and other 2D Sonic games. And if you guys know from my other previous videos, you know I'm positive. You know I don't really complain that much. But I don't know, these levels just don't have any memorable set pieces. I mean, they kind of look like the real game, so you're like, hey, this is cool. My brain will trick me into liking this for a couple seconds. But yeah, once I made it out the water of this level, I just felt a wave of relief, and I don't know, it just feels like this game has been a slog to get through. I'm just looking for stuff to find that I can enjoy. I'm glad we beat that area though. This next little Eggman lair area was pretty cool though. It was definitely better than the previous worlds. It felt fast. It had some difficult platforming. They reused a lot of stuff, probably just like so they could fit it all onto the cartridge, but I don't know. The first act was always the best part of every zone, and it rang true here again, as the second zone was kind of labyrinthy, a little confusing, but nothing rage-inducing. The levels are still pretty compact, so you'll eventually just like run into where you have to go. If I'm honestly thinking, I did have fun in moments with this game where Sonic got to go fast, but it just felt so bogged down it wasn't worth playing. All their experimental levels were pretty trash. Don't bother getting all the emeralds. They tried, but this game has lost its relevance to time, especially the fact, think about it, I mean, like, Sonic Genesis collections on the Switch, and like, so that means like all the old Sonic games are portable now, so the 8-bit graphics are still cute, and the music is still interesting. I enjoyed the cute little aesthetic. It looked cooler than it actually was. I could have spent my time on something more fun though. Yeah. We move on to this final area. It was probably my favorite part of the game though, because there was no experimental level and it just stuck to like classic platforming. It wasn't many branching paths, like I said. This game is just pretty lacking, but I think that they ended at least on a high note with me. Like I was kind of like, okay, well, maybe this game isn't complete trash. The final boss though was a laugh, a giggle. Eggman just runs off after you hit him in this glass thing a couple times, and then it gives you this free little cutscene where you just bop him on the head. I was just like, yeah, that's it. That's about it. That's about what I expected. You can beat this game in like an hour, just like other Sonic games, but there's no replayability. Like, this one is not worth replaying like them. Like Sonic 3, you turn up. Sonic 2, me and Tails be lit. This game, I'm just like, damn, is it almost over? This is shallow and I'm bored. I don't know, but there's just not much going for this one. Kind of like your crush's boyfriend, but she picked him over you, so you gotta live with that. Hey, but it's cool. I kind of enjoyed some moments. Some of it was pretty. I didn't hate it. I don't want to be mean. That's all I got for today. Please, guys, stay safe out there. Remember to leave a like and subscribe. All that good shit. Boompa out. See you guys next time. Probably on PS2. You know me.